Back to working on the old LS project here. Got some BTR push rods, some real fancy chrome ollies. Them are fancy legs. Get these guys dropped in the block. Put a valve cover gasket on here. Got some fancy valve covers gonna drop on here, as well as some, yeah, then we're gonna be real fancy. Some real nice rockers. Harlan Sharps. Fancy. But let's get these push rods put in, come back. I'll show you what we're gonna do with the valve cover gasket after we put the rockers on. I keep forgetting that part. So get to it. So a guy was test fitting these real pretty like rocker arms, and he realized, you know, that seems a little bit too close. So we're gonna have to do some head clearance in here, and did the right thing, and you know, I double checked the other side, and yeah, same thing. So we'll be clearancing both heads here to fit these guys in. And then when we get done with that, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dress this engine up just a little bit more than it is, but now we're gonna take all these guys out, clearance off these little bit here in the head, not a lot, you know, just a little tiny bit. Test fit these guys again, make sure they're right where they need to be. If we got enough clearance, we'll set them in permanently, and I think we'll be good to go on this old guy. I mean, she's really coming around. It'll be something when it's finally done, though. It'll be something. Well, thanks to Rob here at Rigster Rods, we got everything clearanced out, so everything should, it's a little bit close, but everything should clear now. Obviously, these all still need to be adjusted. This is where my valve cover is going to sit on these guys. So it should look something kind of like that. Obviously not a permanent install right now, as this has come back off to adjust all those rocker arms just a tad, but it's giving you an idea of kind of where we're working for right now. It's going to be a really nice looking little 5.3, I think. All right, so obviously we've clearanced. We got all the rocker arms. It's actually really fancy rocker arms back in. This whole other side I have completely done. It's cleaned. I used a whole can of brake clean just to flush this engine block out. Rockers on this side are torqued to spec, and I really like companies that send the guy instructions on how to use their products, even if it's just as simple as put it on and tighten it. You know, as a guy, I just kind of, most of the time, I kind of like those, so I might pick that back up here again. But we're gonna go through, torque all these guys down, that way both sides are done, taken care of. Put them fancy LSX valve covers back on, and then this engine build will be pretty much done as far as the block wise. Everything else will be obviously oil pan testing, if that'll work with the truck. Once you get this into the truck, it'll be fitting the headers and the turbo setup with the exhaust, the intake, making sure it doesn't sit too high to block the hood. But for now, we gonna torque. These are 22 foot-pounds, since I have an issue with over torquing and breaking bolts in the head and my Coyote. But that's a story for another time. Now this is technically, I guess if we count my Coyote that's sitting across the shop, this is technically my second engine build, but really the first one I've gotten done. Coyote still needs way too much work. So now that both these guys, or I suppose both heads, have all the rocker arms torqued down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss some of the fancy valve covers on this side. I'll toss that intake back on. I'll push it aside. Okay, this has to be one of the fanciest things a guy owns. I mean, it's painted, it's got reman heads, it's got this fanciness, it's got this fanciness, it's got the fanciness inside the fanciness, on the fanciness. It's all fancy. That ain't bad. You know, this came from an 02 POS Silverado with mileage unknown, pulled out of the back of the lot. Now it's gonna have brand new life in an older truck. Still cool as hell though. And I guess I want to say thank you to everyone that follows not only this build, but that Torino build I got sitting over there. And all the people that keep wondering, where's it at? You know, the guy's got work. And the guy's lazy, you know.
Really big pry bar.
so fancy, man. Oh my goodness.